Okay, today we're going to be breaking down CJ Kirst and why nobody wants to guard him and how he's such an effective dodger. So this is the first clip we're going to look at today, and we're going to see CJ right here, and it doesn't look like that effective of an angle or that effective of a shot, but we're going to see right here just honestly just shows us how good of a dodger he is. The reason why nobody wants to guard him, again, that looks so simple from that angle, but you switch right here and look how he gets into his player and leans off. So I'm just going to break this entirely down pretty quickly, but what he does right here with his rocker step is, he utilizes that to freeze up this defender's feet. Now this defender is thinking more where if he's going to go and not focusing on, doing his fundamental stuff. And one thing as a dodger, this is the goal right here, and this is all the angle you could see. You want to get as much of this angle as you can, so you definitely don't want to be going down here as a dodger and letting this defenseman push you down there. It's extremely hard to get up here, but right here is where you ideally want to go. And we're going to see what CJ Kirst could do right here when he gets into his body. He's going to be able to push, and look at where he was. So I'd say he started about like right here if we keep going back more, and this would be the ideal line. And now he's above the ideal line by a lot, right? But he's going to end up going back on this line, and it's for a very important reason. It's because when he's able to get back on that line, that frees up his hands and frees up the separation. Right, so now when he's back up over here, now there's literally no shot that you could guard that. There's no way you can. He has free separation, free hands, and he also stings a great shot. Okay, so the next dodge we're going to focus on is how CJ Kirst right here is able to get up the field and shoot the ball at the perfect time. We're not going to be focusing as much on the dodge right here, but we're going to be focusing on where he shoots it. Right now we can actually see the goalie's out of the cage, right? So that's one very important thing to focus on, right? And a lot of players, such a high amount of players, would shoot it right here. But you know what we're on right here? This is called GLE, right? So for all you new lacrosse players, this is where goal line extends. That's what it's called, and that's what it stands for. And the reason you don't shoot it here is because look at that angle, right? So this goalie is seeing so much. You're seeing so much less of this goal if you're standing right here than if you were to be standing right here, right? And let's see where he's able to finish this shot. He's able to finish the shot so much more upfield, which is such a great thing. And the reason why he finishes up here and not down here is, again, because of the angle. He has such a greater angle, and it makes such a harder save. And he has all of this room to work with, so why not just take an extra few steps upfield rather than shoot from back here and way higher miss rate, I'm not going to lie. This next dodge here by CJ is such an effective dodge, and I see so many amazing offensive players, use this dodge, and I'm just going to be showing you real quick why it's so good. So we're going to see CJ right here at X, and we're going to be watching what he does. A very small and subtle dodge. It does not look like too much, but what he does in that first rocker step, again, he just frees up the defender's feet a little bit, tries to do whatever he can to get himself a little bit of time. And right here, this defender looks like he's trailing very well, right? And this is where most offensive players will just bounce out and pass the ball. But that's not what you should do here, because this defender is going in this direction. You both are obviously going in this direction. That's not a trick question. That's nothing like that. But if you could change direction fast enough and get back to the inside, this defender still has to go and then get inside with you. And that's so hard to do. So what he's going to do is CJ Kirst, obviously he's going to keep going, and he's going to roll. He misses this he misses this check for one reason. First of all, CJ Kirst's body. It's playing as a literal wall, as a border from this player, and you can't check somebody. You can't hit, if there was a wall in front of you, no matter how hard you tried, you couldn't touch a bottle standing on the other side of the wall. Because it just doesn't work like that. It's literally impossible. CJ Kirst's hands fully extended here, stick fully out. There's no way you touch that. At least this defender right here. And then what he's able to do is take another look to see who's coming. He's able to shoot at the perfect time and get a great goal. And talking about angles, I'll show you why this clip shows how angles does matter, but there are a few exceptions. So we're going to watch CJ Kirst right here and right here. And you must be saying, most people would say at least, or I say a lot, that this is the perfect angle. You want the angle as high and as middle to the field you can, and that's so true in so many situations, but there are very few exceptions like this. And I just drew a flight map of where this ball would likely be going, and how many players does that run into? 1, 2, and the goalie, obviously, so that's 3. So why would you take this shot that has such a smaller window rather than taking one, two more steps? And now look at the shot. This, just the goalie. And you could shoot it anywhere on cage. And you're still very close to the crease. That's probably about a 5, at most 10-yard shot. So that's why there are some exceptions where taking the closer shot and risking the angle is better. Okay, the next dodge I'm going to break down from Kirst, he's going to be at extra here, but we're going to watch how he gets above the cage. So the change of direction time is so important in these situations because right now he's right below where the goal, where the back of the goal will drag out to be. And switching there, especially as a defender, as myself as a defender, it gets really hard going up and over this cage, going back and forth, because you have to watch out for the cage, and you definitely don't want to get clipped like this defender is able to do, right? So switching it right as soon as you get over that, maybe another step, right? So that's perfect, and he's able to get up the field right here, and we'll be able to watch that in 1 second. Obviously, that defender falls. And he's able to dive and just get that extra bit of room. Great job with the defender falls. Yeah, just able to 5-hole it. Okay, the last clip we're going to look at here from Kirst today is a little bit of a drawn-out clip, but it's going to be him versus Albany, and we're going to see how, even though this dodge drags on for a little bit longer than average, honestly, not even a long dodge, but it's a little bit longer than average, and why players would usually pass it off, and what Kirst does so different that's able to make him such a special player, you know what I mean? So the first thing, little rocker step. That does nothing but freezes defender's feet, and that's exactly what you want. Now, instead of running with him, this defender's going to be a little behind because he's still in his position. He was ready for the split dodge, but obviously that didn't happen. Now, CJ Kirst throws an amazing fake. His entire body moves towards the ball. It's a very important thing to do as an offensive player. And CJ Kirst is able to go split dodge here. Nothing crazy, but he's able to get that hands back and create a great shot. Now, while this is so great, one thing that a lot of offensive players, I'll go back even again, one thing that a lot of offensive players have to realize here is that this is all of the separation you need. Most offensive players won't take a shot, and this is especially Attackman I see this in, to be honest, but they won't take a shot, especially on the run, if they're not if they're with closer than 5 yards of their defensive player. And that's something they have to be able to be uncomfortable with. Like, this defensive player isn't even reaching you really, but you still have to be able to take these closer position shots, I'd say, because this is pretty far, almost 15-yard shot, but he's able to take it on the run in a jump shot just because he has a very fast and accurate shot. That's something you have to train by yourself, but remember to not be afraid to take these closer shots.